Hello everyone, this is Dr. Emya Krishnan, and today I would like to share a few things regarding authenticity of science-based, evidence-based Ayurveda. So you might be hearing this term science-based, evidence-based Ayurveda everywhere, both Ayurveda professionals and outside community. And many of you might be wondering why these people are telling science-based, evidence-based Ayurveda. Ayurveda as itself, it is a rich tradition, culture and heritage of India, and it has been practicing like very authentically for the last 75 years at least. So why these people they want to brand it like something and they want to sell it. So that's why for their marketing reasons these people means the pioneers and the followers of science based evidence based Ayurveda want to do something to market the science and earn money. So that is why they are doing like this. We all are practicing scientific Ayurveda. Other Ayurveda practitioners might tell like this always to us. You all are you tell that you only practice scientific Ayurveda. Don't think like that. We are also doing scientific Ayurveda. So let me ask all of you, what is scientific Ayurveda? You are learning so much from the science of Ayurveda, right? I agree. All the qualified medical professionals are learning so much from the science of Ayurveda. And after you learn year by year, I don't know whether you are learning systematically or I don't know whether you are learning the shlokas or leaving shlokas, because many faculties encourage learning shlokas, classical scientific verses of Ayurvedic texts, Charaka Samhita, Susruta Samhita, and Ashtanga Sangraha and Hridaya. So we are supposed to learn the scientific verses because scientific verses are our primary evidences of science, primary evidences which explain the rationalization of our decision making in patients. So we are supposed to learn all these aspects, different aspects which are explained regarding diseases, patient state and stages, how to understand the disease and the patient, how to choose treatment principle, etc., etc. But nobody is explaining this along with demonstration in the colleges mostly, because science is learned like when you are learning Rakta Pitta, you will be learning Brishoshna, Tikshna, Kadomla, Lavanadi, Vidaha, Adbi. So like that Nidana, Samprapti, everything will be learned. But how to diagnose Rakta Pitta in a patient based on his own unique cause circumstances? This matter a lot. When we learn the shloka, it doesn't mean that we can diagnose correctly. So, when we learn science or Shastra from one side and we get pass in the exams, and finally we are asked to do the research methodology of and biostatistics of modern medicine, and we are asked to do research in their methodology, and finally we are evaluating the action of this medicine or these formulations in that disease, and we try to establish that we are doing scientific research, and finally when we enter the practice we are totally confused. Even though after completing MD also, many practitioners will not agree with me because of ego or irreceptivity or whatever be the reasons. They want not to exhibit the self. But I was a person who was ready to exhibit myself, exhibit my ignorance. That's why I got transformed in the later phase of my life. At least after 25 years, my transformation started because I felt very frustrated in observing and understanding, not able to understand anything in the science. And finally, when I pass out of the BAMS course, patients are sitting in front of me seeking my service. I have to do justice to them. I cannot copy the elderly Vaidya's prescriptions and do exactly what they are doing in their patients in my patients, because my patients are entirely different from another Vaidya's patient. My patients have their own unique cause circumstances of diseases. Every case, every patient, we have to discover the disease. We have to discover the disease. We have to discover the state and stage of the disease. First of all, we have to attain the general comprehension of that disease. For example, Ayurvedic diagnosis, you must be getting Ayurvedic diagnosis of the patient. Followed by that, we should be able to explore the unique cause circumstances of Ayurvedic diagnosis in that particular patient. That is called discovering the disease in that patient. Discovering disease is different from discovering a particular disease or a group of diseases in one patient. You know, discovering diabetes and hypothyroid along with allergy in one patient is okay. But how to connect the different multiple intertangled mechanisms in the patient which connect multiple morbidity in the same patient, that is called discovering the disease in the particular patient or diseases in that particular patient. That nobody is teaching. And third, we have to discover the treatment for the patient. We are not supposed to discover treatment for adjustment for any symptoms or signs by blocking, masking, etc. We are supposed to discover the exact pertinent lock and key mechanism, exact pertinent treatment principle which will hit all the disease targets in his body. Suppose a patient is having hypersensitivity and he is having type 2 diabetes and he is having atherosclerosis also. We should be able to connect the different pathogenesis and suppose essential primary hypertension, 4 diseases. So we must be able to connect the pathologies of all these diseases and find out the exact hit points in the individual where the virya of our medicine should be targeted to. So that we can adopt only by learning certain strategies. It's not so easy. Talking science is easy, but doing science requires lot of culturing of intelligence in Shastra Arthas, the true intentions of science. So that is not possible for a regular practitioner in regular college setting. And after he comes out of the college, what he is doing is either he will be depending on modern medicine for practice, like outside Kerala, most of the people are practicing modern medicine or mixopathy, and otherwise these doctors, what they do is they will sit with senior Vaidyas or they will try to get some inspiration from senior Vaidyas and copy their experiences in their practice. So this is not possible because every patient has his own unique circumstances of diseases. So first point is discovering the disease in Ayurvedic perspective. In modern medicine, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, if a patient comes to you, autoimmune thyroid, hypothyroid, you should be able to understand that is what is autoimmune thyroid in Ayurveda. Or suppose SLE comes. What is the pathology of SLE in Ayurvedic perspective? That is to be explored first. That is called comprehension of the disease. And second point is comprehension of the disease in that particular unique circumstances of unique clinical setting of that patient, that particular patient. See, if you understand the disease generally also with respect to the patient, what all things you should be checking for, you should be knowing what all aspects with regard to the disease which you have to examine in that particular patient, that is to be known. That is called discovering the disease or diseases or cause mechanisms of the diseases with respect to that patient. Again, it is not over. Third, we should be finding out the exact logics or treatment principles which are explained in the science of Ayurveda. Which principle is to be applied in the unique cause circumstances of this patient? Very, very important. We cannot apply 3 and 4 and 5 principles because what we choose as medicine, diet, regimen, everything should be strictly in accordance with the scientific principles of decision making which are explained in the science of Ayurveda. Of course, we are learning so many principles in different Pitta Kase, Tanukabhe, Trivrda, Madhurya, Yuddha, the Diyad Ghanakabe, Tiktam Viregartam, Yudam Beshak, then Ada Urdhvam Kabhe Mande Vada Pittotare Jare Paripakveshu Dosheshu Sarparpanam Yadhamridam. All these we are learning for exams. But how to translate these principles in the particular unique cause mechanisms, cause circumstances of your particular patient? This is really important. You must be knowing a specific methodology by employing which you can be able to ponder into the patient's unique cause circumstances. And you should be able to discover. It is discovery only. Like it's not like writing prescribing paracetamol in modern medicine for fever. We are not prescribing for symptom relief. We are not prescribing anything. We are not intended to prescribe anything for masking, blocking, suppressing, altering, etc. That is not the limitation of Ayurveda. That is the advancement of the science of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a brilliant science, much, much more brilliant than what is being done in modern medicine with adjustments. Ayurveda is not meant to do any adjustment, it is meant to do only treatment, and the objective of treatment is reversal of disease and producing health. Of course, we are having prognostic standards. So, based on prognostic standards, we should be treating for reversal of the disease. So, for that, we should be knowing no cannot be easily done. No, when we prescribe 3 or 4 5 6 medicines, you don't know no based on what these medicines are being selected, based on what logic you are applying in that patient, that you should be knowing. No, at least you are going to do deepana and you are choosing pajana medicine, then first step itself is wrong. You are not sure whether the medicine is pajana, so you are choosing another medicine which is anulomana, and you understand that the patient is having constipation, so you plan to do some virechana also along with. So like that you are doing kriya sankara. Ashtanga Sangraha says, Nacha Kriya Sangarohida. Don't mix up different principles in the same patient or different medicines serving different objectives in the same patient. But this is what is exactly happening today for the last 100 years. We are living in a society where public, are forced to trust medicine and not science, and Ayurveda community is only responsible for this. So when we are able to do the right diagnosis by connecting the different pathologies in the subject, we will be able to know the hit points, and by analyzing the hit points we can directly give one medicine scientific diet approach. That is what is developed in SBEBA. SBEBA is a methodology which is intended. It is a methodology. SBEBA has developed a methodology called evidence triad approach, which contains 3 levels of evidence based decision making, which is science based. We have 2 evidences. First evidence is primarily meant for the Ayurveda physician to rightly diagnose and rightly treat the disease. That is oriented on science. So we are learning science for exam, but we don't know how to translate this science into the patient. So for that we should be able to comprehend the true intentions of scientific verses. So we have an evidence triad approach in SBEBA which will enable a qualified Ayurveda practitioner to systematically analyze the disease in general, the disease in specific in the patient in specific, to understand the unique cause circumstances in the patient, and to discover what treatment logics are to be applied in this particular patient in this particular condition. It's not like this medicine I have seen in my experience, it is very good medicine. Suppose 70 plus one Vaidya is telling, in my experience it is good, then all will start copying that elderly Vaidya told this medicine is good in his practice, so we will also adopt this medicine in the identical cases. This is very very irrational way of going. This is not scientific practice. In scientific practice we are completely depending upon science for our decisions, and we, even though it is easy to talk, it's not easy to adopt. So if you want to substantiate that you are treating scientifically, you should be having a specific standardized scientific decision making methodology oriented on science to confirm and substantiate your decisions. And your prescriptions will not be loaded by medicines. It will be one medicine scientific diet approach. You will not be treating by multiple medicines and multiple therapies. It is quite easy uh, to prove that a prescription is irrational based on science. As nobody is teaching and nobody is learning science based medicine, everybody thinks that he is right. But when you learn the standards, rational standards of decision making of science, it is like a small child. You don't need to learn the entire science. Some people ask me, so doctor, you mean that you know entire Charaka Samhita, Ashtanga Sangraha and Susruta? No, I don't know. It's not necessary to know also. Even though I have to learn it continuously, I must try to comprehend it as much as possible in my whole life. It's not necessary to differentiate whether a prescription or is true or fake by knowing the entire shastra. Okay, so a boy who knows counting up to 100, he can easily understand the mistakes in counting done by a person. He doesn't need to be a mathematics scholar to understand the basic counting mistakes of a person, irrespective of his age. So, this is only what SBBA is doing. SBBA is providing direct, straight scientific guidelines for understanding the science of Ayurveda, comprehending it in the right way. How can you say that you are comprehending it in the right way? I mean, SBBA people are comprehending. Well, we have done basic research in science. One fine morning, we are not telling that we have comprehended correctly. We have done basic research for 13 to 15 years to understand what is Tridosha, what is Agandha dosha, what is Sthani dosha, what is infection, what is essential primary hypertension, what is type 2 diabetes, what is hypersensitivity, autoimmunity, gynecological disorders. Basic research oriented on science, principles of science, we were doing. Right from 2003, we have started. And once we are getting some, initially, we will be getting some confirmed logics based on basic research. What we will do next? We will be doing applied research. We will be translating the logics which are derived from the science into the patients. And we are evaluating the patients based on that diagnosis with just science based medicine, one medicine scientific diet approach, and we are evaluating the results. Results are far different from what is happening in the convention. That's why we are acquiring confidence. We are acquiring confidence only because we understand that Ayurvedic medicines, pinches of medicines are enough to treat and reverse a patient, acute case. Pinches of medicine, single medicine. And most of the times require only one or two medicines only, maximum. And many times without any medicine also, acute conditions can be reversed by modifying scientific diet and medicated water for a specific period. And we have also understood that these things, logics, can be taught to other doctors, or methodology or golden standard evidence tried approach. This can be taught to other doctors, educated to other doctors. And when this we have started in 2015, we have started a systematic training program for doctors called SBBA Wisdom Series, where we are training clinical practitioners, faculty, students, internees from every part of India. They were coming not to just copy what we are doing. We are not teaching them any medicines or any procedures. We are teaching them entirely how to understand science and how to apply science in the patient. Okay, that is entirely different from what is happening today in conventional Ayurveda seminars and webinars. So, we are teaching them what exactly they did not learn and they were intended to learn right from first year of BAMS. Nobody knows what are tridoshas, how to demonstrate tridoshas in individuals. So, without knowing these things, how can you diagnose a disease and treat a disease? This is not happening. So, we acquired confidence from doing both simultaneously, both basic and clinical research. It was hard work, and now also we are continuing that. It's not like we have entered somewhere and we have started educating and we consider ourselves as ultimate physicians and scientists. It is not so. We are learning now also every day. We are continuously working hard in science by doing basic research, and we are translating the logics in applied research into our patients. So now what we have taught our colleagues and juniors and seniors, obviously many seniors were also attending, they are still attending, so they don't have any ego or any sort of negative feeling to learn. So this is what is first required. If you think that you are a great physician, you have 40 years experience, 50 years experience, you don't need to learn anything from anything beyond. You can prescribe, what you prescribe is ultimately perfect as you are having gray hair. No, it is not so. Having gray hair only means that you are advancing in age. We have to look inward and check whether our intelligence in science is advancing along with our gray hair. Then only we can reach a conclusion that we are doing something valid for the science and the patients. So this point I would like to emphasize upon, that by basic and simultaneous applied research, we were training doctors and the doctors on applying the same logics from science, not Dr. M.A. Krishnan's logics. Okay, it is not Dr. M.A. Krishnan's or Dr. Rajkumar's logics. They are the logics which we have learned and forgotten. For exams, we were omitting all these logics in the exam papers. Afterwards, we have forgotten those logics. Those logics were taught, demonstrated how to translate into effectively into clinical situations, how to discover the disease, how to discover the cause circumstances of the particular disease in the particular patient, how to discover the treatment in the particular disease in the with particular conditions. This we were teaching, and we have published 4 publications. First one was Evidence Based Ayurveda and Rational Prescribing by myself, 2012. After that, I have published for the first time in gynecology a scientific publication. Why I am calling it scientific? Because whatever is happening today in gynecological practice is utterly stupid. Nothing is right. Just based on tradition and experiences, gynecological prescriptions are emerging full of medicines and procedures. So, for the first time, basic research and applied research based on basic and applied research in gynecology and oriented on these two aspects, the book has emerged. So, it is Ayurvedic Gynecology devised and updated, then Unveiling the Truths of Ayurveda. It was by Dr. Rajkumar in 2016. So that book was like, I would say it is the greatest boon or blessing for the entire Ayurveda community. Why? Because it is teaching these two aspects, basic and applied research, how to understand modern diseases, how to understand old diseases and new diseases, how to treat, how to approach a patient by standardized evidence tried approach, which is to be adopted as golden method, golden standard of Ayurveda. So right now, this Unveiling the Truths in Ayurveda is such a book which is meant to be present in all Ayurveda physicians' houses in order to study, not merely present. Every doctor, every student has to learn this from first year of BAMS. Every student has to learn it from the first year of BAMS without wasting time, because nothing explained in the book, what is very crucial for becoming a scientific practitioner of Ayurveda, is never educated in colleges. Irrespective of the highest level academic institution, also nothing is taught. So these books, these publications, and I have published The Mission of Science in Medicine, which is elaborating how and why Ayurveda is scientific medicine, with all justifications in relation to evidence-based practice of modern medicine. So what I mean to say is that SBABA is not done for marketing. We are not selling any new medicines, okay, and we are not giving advertisements in newspapers and TV channels that SBABA is what you call different Ayurveda or authentic Ayurveda or nothing like that. We are not advertising anything. We are calling our colleagues. We are calling upon our colleagues Those who are really interested in science, come here. We are not teaching you medicines and practices. We are teaching you how to understand science, how to apply science in the patients. And we are having definite methodologies and golden standards. We are not simply teaching what we think as correct. We have definite demonstration, logic oriented demonstration for the same. And anybody who is adopting the same standards will get the same result. That is what is called transparency, reproducibility, etc. These logics are to be transparent and these logics are to be reproducible. It's not a medicine game. Ayurveda should not be a medicine oriented game. Nowadays, it is very, very seriously disheartening that most of the prescriptions are loaded with medicines and procedures, and even public are misled that Ayurveda is something which is, in the case of COVID-19, it is being propagated as immunity boosting approach. So many medicines are being prescribed, and people are asking for more and more medicines. How foolish and stupid it is. It is what is called business. There is no science there. It is only business is happening. So with business, there will be no prosperity for physician. For physician, the first and foremost duty is to do justice to the patients. Okay, for that, it is not medicine that is important, but rather in-depth knowledge and practical skills of practice of science-based medicine which is important, which is not happening. So it is that is why I am telling science-based, evidence-based Ayurveda is entirely different from conventional Ayurveda. And those who are still having queries of any kind, if they belong to qualified Ayurveda community, easiest way is just attend one of our talks or seminars. You will easily understand with one seminar. People are attending from all over India and abroad also. Ayurveda, qualified Ayurveda doctors. Many are coming to ask questions, debate, and they are getting clarified and confirmed about the truth in Ayurveda. So, Wisdom Series, SBBA Wisdom Series is intended to develop addiction for science of Ayurveda, science based medicine, practice of Ayurveda. We are not creating followers like what many masters are doing. We are not providing them any offers like when you attend, you be our follower, nothing like that. We are not making anybody our followers. We are making everyone leaders of science. Till this moment, till SBBA emerged, everyone was slave. Every Ayurveda professional was slave. Now I am happy and proud, and I owe to God completely because we were able to emerge leaders of science of Ayurveda by this mission. So this is all I want to convey, and any questions if you have, please do not hesitate to send me a mail to drremyaraj@gmail.com. Also send your feedbacks to drremyaraj@gmail.com. So this is a mission intended for the science of Ayurveda, for the humanity all over the world. And Ayurveda is a science of India. It is the pride of India, no doubt in that. That doesn't mean that it is a culture, tradition, heritage. It is not something which is to be kept in museum. It is something which is to be employed correctly to save the people's lives. And that will happen only if Ayurveda doctors are applying scientific intelligence in science, instead of blindly practicing medicine after medicine and procedures. Okay.